Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and this is going to be your stock watch list for the 4th of June, Tuesday. We'll do a little bit of market talk also. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So as you can see, it was a down day for some of the bigger tech stocks. A lot of anti-trust talk here for scrutiny for Amazon, regulatory news, Department of Justice on Google and Facebook. So you can see those names got hammered today. The QQQ took a big hit. We'll show you that chart in a moment. But Google down over 6%. Facebook getting hit for 8% today. Microsoft getting pulled down as bigger funds take liquidity from these big names. Amazon with that antitrust talk down 5% on the day. Apple down 1% on the day. Now, as you can see, though, there was some green in the oils. ExxonMobil, Chevron. We had Merck moving up. Some of the biotechs moving up. Utilities up again today. Some of the stodgy names like Philip Morris and Altria Group, Procter and Gamble. We're getting some buying. Some of the flight to safety stocks. A little bit of buying in the banks. JP Morgan up a little under 0.5%. We had Bank America up 1/3%, and Citigroup was up almost 1% on the day. Visa and MasterCard took a hit today. Something about China not going to allow their cards into the country, so that set Visa and Microsoft down. I'm sorry, Visa and MasterCard down for the day. Before we get into the sectors and the markets, let's just be aware of some of the stuff coming up for tomorrow. We have Tiffany TIF symbol coming out before the open on Tuesday. Salesforce reports after the bell on Tuesday. GameStop, Guidewire, Pivotal, and you have Health Equity reporting. And then you can see here, you can pause the video and see the rest of the earnings coming out. This courtesy of Earnings Whisper. As far as our economic calendar coming out for Tuesday, we do have a little sprinkling of Fed speak for tomorrow at 8:30. Talk they may be reducing rates now on the Fed. We get the Japan PMI composite coming out tonight. I'm sorry, Tuesday night at 8:30, and then at 9:45 p.m. We get general services from China for Tuesday night. Tonight you have some Fed speak going on at 9:45 p.m. For the U.S., basically factory orders at 10 o'clock, and then you get the API crude oil data coming out, and you can see we're leading us up to the employment report on Friday, the 7th of June, this courtesy of the trade exchange. Bitcoin right now hanging out below that 9,000 level, but holding above 8,000 for Bitcoin. All right, so let's go and get and see which sectors were moving up. JNUG had a nice move up today. This black chart is the daily chart if you see me flipping through, and then you have the weekly chart, which will always be in blue. So daily chart in black, and that's the one we're looking at right now. JNUG had a nice pop today. We talked about it over the weekend in the Let's Get Ready for the Week Ahead. OIH, mentioned that one over the weekend. That was coming down near support. So a little bit of a bounce here in the OIH, the oil services sector. Such names as Schlumberger, Halliburton, Rig, names like that. We did get a little bit of a bounce in the steel sector today. The ETF for steel, names like X were popping up a little bit. AKS also moving up a little bit. So the steel sector, a little bit of a dead cat bounce or a little bit of a bounce. Silver moving up. Let's see, we had a PAAS climbing today, SSRM also moving up today, and WPM, all silver stocks continuing. We spoke about those on the video yesterday, also on the Sunday video. Gold moving up today. Another sector that was green today was the IBB. That was moving up a little bit, but still an ugly daily chart, remains below the 10 SMA on our daily chart. And let's see, we had TAN getting some buying today. TAN was up almost 2% on the day. The solar sector to the downside. To the downside, we had the rare earths moving down 4%. YOLO is a cannabis ETF that got slammed today. The MJ also taking a 3% hit today. The Qs got hit 2% on the day for the Qs. Let's see, USO, they did try to bounce USO at certain points of the day, but towards the end of the day, oil gave it right back on oil. Let's check XOIL, which is the light sweet crude oil, currently below 55 now on light sweet crude oil. We'll check it on the weekly chart here. So we are coming up to that 200 SMA on our weekly chart for light sweet crude oil. Looks like they're trying to hold here. That 200 SMA on the weekly chart is 52.64. All right, so you want to keep an eye. Not a bad spot if you want to try some USO. All right, now these videos are for educational purposes only, so keep that in mind. All right, anything I say, if you do it, it's your trade. All right, but anyway, maybe you want to try a little bit of oil down there near the 200 SMA on the weekly chart. Let's go ahead and check out some of the sector performance. The XLB, we'll go back to our daily chart. XLB popped today. That is the materials ETF, right? XME, the metals and mining bouncing a little bit today. The home builders bouncing. If you haven't noticed, TLT getting parabolic at this point. As the TLT moves up, bond yields move down, which is very good for home builders, all right? Such names as Lennar, KBH, PHM. All right, all those names bouncing today a little bit as far as home builders go. The XLE bounced a little bit. Maybe we're a bit oversold on the energy space. Let's see, to the downside, the XLC, the communication sector, down over 3%. The XLK, the technology sector, taking a big hit there on those names such as Microsoft, Intel, NVIDIA, all getting hit, down about 2% on the day there. I just want to check the SMH for us real fast, see what's going on here. Still holding above that 97.50 spot on the SMH, unable to get back over 100. Right now, 100 on the SMA seems to be a resistance spot. The futures opened up. It's about 14 minutes after 6. Let's just take a quick look at the futures to see if we can get anything in the open here. So Dow futures basically down 2, so kind of flat right now on the futures. Investing.com, real-time futures, if you want to check that out for yourself. Real-time futures throughout the night there for that. So let's see what else. Fear and greed index after the close today. So we're down to about 23. We're in the extreme fear region here, but we could go lower. Back in December, January, we had like a 7 handle on this fear and greed. If we take a look at the VIX here, so as you can see, we're still below that 20 spot, so still a little bit of a subdued reaction here in the VIX, holding below the 20 spot. No real fear as of yet in the market. So let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY on the weekly and then the daily. For the SPY, so the SPY right now on the weekly chart, right now, just get those lines out of your way. We're at the 34 EMA on the SPY. Now, we have bounced and held that area before. Now, moving average is just an area. You know, think of it like a rubber band, a possible bounce area. All right, so I just want to stress that it's an area. All right, and then we have that 270, the 100 SMA on the weekly chart for the SPY. Let's go ahead and look at it on the daily chart. So as I talked about on the weekend video, 270 could be a possible 50% move for Fibonacci, or if you're going by This low here made in January, you're looking at 264.50. So keep an eye on those if we continue to break down below this 150. Bulls did show up a little bit around the 150 SMA here. The low was 273.09. So I'll be watching that 273 area tomorrow to see if the bears are going to break us down below that. And then to the high today, we had 276.55. So let's see if the bulls can take us back above that highs for today. Or are we going to have a turnaround Tuesday or a meltdown Tuesday? Yet to be determined. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the news that came out after the bell. Sienna doing SIEN doing an offering here, 75 million of its common stock. So that stock moving down a bit. Let's see. ACHV receives 4 million from exercise of warrants on ACHV. Not much reaction there at the moment. ORTX launches proposed public offering on ORTX. GSM had some news after the bell tonight. Not much reaction on that. You can pause the video, read that news for yourself. We did get some earnings after the bell tonight. ITI had earnings after the bell, beat by 2 cents, beat on revenue. Coop over in the software space, that stock popping. Their conference call was at 5 o'clock. Earnings per share beat by 7 cents, beat on revenue. So holding up okay in the after hours here. Box was taking a hit in the after hours. They beat by 2 cents, beat on revenue, but I believe they guided lower. CAL had earnings. They beat by a penny, beat on revenue. GSM also having earnings after the bell. They missed by 2 cents, missed on revenue for that name on GSM. Let's see, Box. Downside revenue outlook for BOX. APPS popping up here in the after hours on their earnings. They beat by 1 cent, beat on revenue for APPS. And let's see, GTXI popping up in after hours, GTXI, and also NK getting some buying after the bell tonight on those two names. Mara filed a Form S3 mixed shelf for Mara. That's over in the crypto space, showing weakness throughout the day on Mara. And that news is courtesy of the Trade Exchange. So right now, the market is kind of being held hostage by headlines and tweets. Trump feels companies are making too many products overseas. Kind of a mixed day for the indices, though. The Dow Jones transports were up 22. The NASDAQ minus, as you can see here with the Qs, the NASDAQ composite was down 120. The Dow Jones 30 was plus 5, and the S&P 500 minus 8. The Qs took the biggest hit for today. FDX is under an investigation in China on FedEx, so that stock took a hit today on that name. So as you can see, it's been grinding down, and let's see, it closed at 152.34, currently hanging around 152 and change in the after hours. AVGO got positive comments over the weekend, by the way. This stock tried to pop at the open from those comments, but slowly gave it back. It's Broadcom over in the semiconductor space. Boeing had an article come out about bad parts for Boeing. They're moving it up here in the after hours on BA Boeing. And then Beyond Beef also took a hit today, pulling back for the day, almost 8% on the day Beyond Meat there. And let's see, that's kind of the standout stocks for today. Google, like we said, got smashed today. Google, Amazon. Facebook also taking a big hit. Twitter you can throw into the mix there. I believe Snap remained on the strong side. So Snap showing some relative strength here. AMD also relative strength in the market today. I believe they had a deal with Samsung. That one propelled that one higher. But as you can see, it popped at the open, slowly gave it all back into the close, and just holding around that 27.75 area. area in the after hours tonight on AMD. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get into that watch list. Before I get into the watch list, please hit the like button down below on this video. That lets me know you're out there. Leave some comments. I greatly appreciate the feedback. Also, if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button to help this channel grow, but mainly please smash that like button for me to help this channel get noticed by YouTube. ABIO will be on our watch list for tomorrow. Now, a lot of fits and starts in this name, but there was a nice pop in it. Intraday, 4 million shares came into ABIO, so that one will be on watch. Maybe we'll keep a couple of these steel stocks on watch. AKS trying to maybe turn around here, has that $2 number up ahead. Also, US Steel maybe trying to turn, so we'll keep those two on watch for tomorrow. As we mentioned, AMD had relative strength today, battling this $30 area here on AMD. You could see the consolidation, right? 26, 30 bucks up ahead. So we'll have AMD on watch. APS had good earnings. They popped this one in the after hours. It's like a $4 stock. Today it had 1.1 million shares. It closed at 378. Now it's hanging around $4 on APPS. We'll keep it on watch. Some stocks that are showing some relative strength here in the biotech space. ARQL holding up very well. On that name, ATNX holding up very well. If they can get ATNX up over these recent highs on ATNX, watch that maybe 1480 area, 1490 spot for a further continuation in this biotech name. CYTK holding above the 5 EMA on the daily chart, 421,000 shares, a little bit light on the volume. Want to see a little more volume come in this, but holding up very well for the biotech space, that CYTK. ELTK, this one now had the big pop up to 11. Now we're pulling back a couple of days in a row here. We are hanging around that $6 level and that 5 EMA. If they happen to get this one back over $6, might be interesting tomorrow to see if they want to turn it back up. Also, we're still holding above that $5 area on ELTK. We'll see. Facebook, maybe a possible bouncer. We're coming up to the 200 SMA here. Looks like they bounced it off of there today. We'll see if they want to turn it up, or if we do lose that 200 SMA tomorrow, could be a possible short on Facebook. GNCA popped up today. We actually called this one in the service today over 705, and I think some of the traders got this on GNCA for a nice push in the pre-market on that name. GTXI pushing up in the after hours tonight, giving a little bit of it back, but this is a name that I'll be watching. We spoke about it on the video yesterday. Trying to get up above that 125 is what we mentioned on the video. Here it is. It got through that 125. Big push in the after hours on that. HTBX, these smaller under $1 names, it's a phenomenon when the market is getting hit. These under $1 names get nice volume coming into them. I guess that's where traders go. So keep your eye on this HTBX. Might want to make a move. IOVA, the CEO was on CNBC today. So that stock relative strength in the biotech space. Keep an eye on that. Some of these home builders starting to bounce back with the rates moving down. Lennar, KBH, as we mentioned. LGCY was a big popper today. 82 million shares came into this under $1 name on LGCY. Not sure if it has further continuation tomorrow, but a lot of volume coming into that name today. Lyft holding up in this market right now. Lyft holding up. Maybe if it can get back up over that $60 level, keep that on watch. Uber also holding up in this market. You have that 42 area, 4190 for Uber holding up. And so we'll be watching that one for tomorrow. VISL, if you like the smaller names, recently did a 1-for-10 reverse split, 1 million shares, big expanding volume in this name, a big pop into the close. VISL, keep it on watch for tomorrow. Over in the solar space, You have VSLR holding up okay. Watch this one. Maybe a possible swing trade if they can get it back above the highs today, over 668. Call it 675 for VSLR. So this one will be on watch. Possible swing. WKHS. This one climbing into the close on WKHS. So this one is back in play. 4.5 million shares. So that one will be on watch tomorrow. UMA is another one that popped up. Now, this one is an under 25-cent name. So if you like those, keep an eye on UMA. Let's see if we have anything else. I saw Mankind starting to turn back up. 2.8 million shares in Mankind. $1.30 up ahead on that name, and the 20 SMA currently on Mankind right now is around $1.27. So watch that $1.30 break for Mankind. Might want to make a move. OTLK holding up well today, has that $3 number up ahead. It popped up over $3 and then kind of pushed back down to 242 here in the after hours. So we'll keep it on watch, see if it wants to do anything. SOLY pulling back right to the 5 EMA. Let's see if they want to bounce this name for further continuation. Over in the bigger names, you have this TNDM basing below 70 bucks. So that one holding up well. Medical devices, watch that $70. Let's see if I have anything else on my watch. NK, like we said, was moving up in after hours. Volume 2.2 million shares. Let's see, we might have this one on watch for tomorrow. NK looks interesting. And let's see, I think that's about it. And, if the market continues to move down, keep an eye on TIVX, right? As the markets get volatile, TIVX will move up. So we'll keep an eye on that. Some other inverses, SDS, SPXU is another inverse. As the SPY moves down, these move up. And then you have TZA as the IWM moves down, TZA will move up. So IWM, that looks like it's trying to hold that 145 area that we've been talking about. But if they break that 145, you might want to keep an eye on TZA and also VXX, right? As volatility comes in, VXX could move up. All right, so this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. If you would like to try my service, it's $30 for 30 days. You could be in my room for a full month learning from us, trading with us for $30. All right. Don't know of a better deal than that. $1 a day to be trading and seeing what we're doing. So this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. Please hit that like button down below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and help this channel to grow. Have a great night. Good day trading tomorrow, everybody. Back at it with another video tomorrow.